and some other stuff. But
Yep. Blaming that Don Matrix and that Terry Myerson guy. These motherfuckers, I don't care. I could care less about these dudes. I don't care to know these dudes. I just care about the product. Just give me the fucking games and get out of my way. Stop with the bullshit. And this is sad. Today is God of War Day. The whole internet is talking about God of War, and Xbox is the laughing stock.
Pretty much.
And that's sad. And these guys act like they don't know that their company is the laughing stock. Look at IGN. IGN fucking even roasting their ass. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, that's terrible. That is so terrible.
Yeah, I didn't know that happened either. I mean, it's
yeah, I found that out as soon as I got on Twitter.
Yeah, I don't find nothing wrong with it. It's true.
No, it's true, but I just find it funny because I didn't even know about this. Like you notice how if Sony would do something stupid like that, it would have been legit, like all over the place.
Yeah,
right. Yeah. When IGN did this, they like low key was like under the radar.
I know.
They legit got away with that. I'm blown away.
It sounded like somebody made a bet with their friend. Hey, I'm gonna tweet this out, and they said, "Watch it." And they it sounded like somebody made a bet.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the RGT podcast, episode 9. Here with Kratos, or should I say Spider Kratos, and Craig Karras, my boy. Carlos is on his way. I don't know what's taking him so long, but he's on his way. So welcome to the stream. Welcome to the show. Here we're going to be talking about God of War, a few things that's happening surrounding this game, as well as give our impressions on the game so far. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Shout out to everybody that's already up in here. I see you, Craig, and everybody. I see everybody. So what's going on? But let's go ahead and get into the show, man. Let's go ahead and get into the show. So we've been hearing, the world's most powerful console for quite some time, right? I think we all lost track of that. But don't you find it kind of sad that a certain encounter in God of War completely puts that whole thing to shame?
Yes, sir.
That puts that to shame. I'm sorry.
Power means nothing at this point in time.
I am sorry, but that entire situation.
Listen, I'll tell you this: if 4.2 T-flops can give me God of War, and 6 T-flops can give me Sea of Thieves, I'll take the less any day of the week.
Yeah.
Ooh-wee. No, I'm not. We ain't gonna spoil it. I'm just saying a certain encounter just put that to shame. Yeah, that encounter had me like really like on the edge of my seat.
Yeah, I'll tell you this, man. I think it's because Sony is so, obviously they got movie studios and they're in the movie industry. I think that helped play a lot with how they're able to treat their games and make certain scenes and just do certain things, man, because that was brilliant. I could have swore I was watching Avengers.
Yeah,
man,
that's what it felt like.
Me with this,
I think another thing that you'll recognize if you look hard enough is if you played Hellblade, a lot of the ruins are ruins. What they call they're the same. I mean, they're the same shapes, they're the same, and so that is I was streaming that today. I'm like, all right, if you look at these look like the ones in Hellblade. But I know the scene you're talking about, and the game. Very quickly, I'm not connected emotionally yet, like I did with Aloy. But so far, game's good.
Yeah, like I was intrigued that entire time. Like, okay, what's happening here?
Yeah.
Like we're going all over the damn place, and the place is just being rearranged. And wow,
yeah,
like literally.
You know what? It reminded me of. How can I say it? That scene in Justice League when they were all wrestling with Superman, trying to keep him occupied.
Yeah.
And the Flash was running. And he saw Flash and grabbed his ass. That in itself, I mean, it brought that kind of emotion and feeling from it. I was like, oh shit.
Oh man.
Yo,
Jesus Christ.
Yo, yo, yo.
I'm saying, what you doing, boy? You open me up. Open everybody up.
Man. I had a little hiccup with the setup. What? Yeah.
Well, let's go ahead and get into these intros, and we will start the show. Sound good? Everybody sound good? Alrighty. Go ahead, Carlos. Go ahead, brother.
Hey, man. Once again, man, it's your boy Type R87. Coming you directly from Manhattan at my job, but you know how it is, man. I always got to keep it gaming all day, every day.
Absolutely. Go right ahead, the Messiah.
Hey, what's happening? Craig Harris, the Messiah of Xbox, here for all gamers. And what is happening here with Ryan? My goodness, J-Dub is by Carlos. I mean, it's a cornucopia of greatness here tonight.
Oh,
glad to be
here. Go ahead, Kratos. Even though you don't have your Kratos emblem today, go ahead, bro.
It's okay. Greatness already started for me a week ago. But hey, everybody, it's your boy J-Dub, aka Kratos, the god of PlayStation and all things gaming. We are here once again on this great day, this Kratos Day, God's Day. Let's have a good discussion.
Absolutely. Appreciate you coming through, Craig Simmons. Hit you up later. Okay, so everything that's happened so far, we knew God of War was coming. We knew a lot of things was gonna definitely be shown. The game's here, and right off the bat, can you say it was worth the wait? All of you.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you this. When I came to Twitter, it was probably a little bit over a year ago. I came to Twitter repping Kratos. And I've been saying it ever since then that this was gonna be great, that this game was gonna be epic. The day has come. I've been proven right. The game is unlike anything you've ever seen before this generation. Rave reviews. It's making, it's putting people in their feelings. It's making everybody else cheer in the street, celebrate. It's just a great time, man. It's just a great time for this game and the company.
Yeah, like I didn't think I would actually get attached to this this fast. The scene with, like, remember Atreus, right? Or Atreus.
Atreus.
Atreus. I didn't think he would actually grow on me a little bit, right? I thought he was going to be an annoying character that just tags along. He's actually not. He's actually pretty good. So I ain't gonna lie, it's a pretty nice little character.
To tell you the truth, a lot of the fights you can't survive without him.
You really can't.
Yep, pretty much.
You need him to be kicking some ass while you're focusing on other things.
Yeah, that's the question. Do you think that's a bad thing that they incorporated that?
No,
not at all.
Like I understand change is good, but I know a lot of people are really subjective. Like a lot of people don't really like change as much. But I think he adds a little bit more to it. Like, back in the day, it was just the traditional juggle combat. You know what I'm saying? The hack and slash juggle type of thing. That's still kind of in here.
Yeah.
It's still kind of in here, but it's in a different, type of camera view. It's still in here. But they added more to it. I like how, he has different bows that can affect things. There's definitely a lot of cool stuff that he can do to affect things, especially when you get to your first boss fight. I ain't gonna lie, I wasn't expecting that, especially in that particular scene.
Yeah, well, without spoiling it, Atreus is a major player in the game, and this is kind of the first time I've seen a tag team duo in a game where they both fight at the same time, and you don't have to take turns with, let's say The Last of Us, right? You playing as Joel, and then you play as Ellie, then you play as Joel again, then you play as Ellie. It's not like that. These guys are a tag team, father and son team, and I won't spoil it, but yeah, that's great, man. That kind of stuck with me. I thought it was epic.
He really reminds me of shout out to J-Dub. We were talking about this a little bit earlier. Sort of like the character in BioShock Infinite, Elizabeth.
A little bit.
Yeah, just kind of support. He has started to grow on me finally. Like I said, I've not been able to get that emotional connection yet with Kratos, because I connected very quickly with Aloy. This is almost automatically. And so that's what I'm waiting on. But I'm happy. The game is fantastic.
Chris, I'll tell you why you connected to Aloy quicker, right? It's because she was the main. She was the main person. She was the main
the
character.
game was built upon her. Yeah.
So right now, your mindset is this game is God of War. It's all about Kratos. So everyone's going to cling to Kratos and not necessarily Atreus. But as a great supporting role, I can see 10 years from now them coming out with another God of War that is exclusively Atreus. They're trying to warm us up to him. Yeah, because he may be long term. We just don't know, you know.
Yeah, it could be. It could be like they're giving those like Logan. You seen the movie Logan, right?
Yes, yes. Like that girl, like his
vibes
daughter.
in certain scenes, aren't they? They're giving me that Logan vibe. You know, like him, like him breathing heavily, him limping away, sort of thing. They're giving away those vibes.
Yeah,
but I appreciate that type of detail.
You know what's so funny though? Like with me, this whole perspective of playing this game and. They put so many different components to give you a feeling of just wanting to do more than just with what you have. That's my whole perspective on this game. Like, I've played it only for like a couple of few hours before I got to work. I beat the first 2 bosses. That second boss, a stranger, that dude had me so pissed off to the nip. Every time I went to do a combo, the dude would just practically just egg you on to hit him harder.
Yeah.
And just that mechanic alone with how the game plays with you a little bit psychologically, I like that effect. I like to be put in a challenge where the enemy is not so bodied. Like it doesn't feel unnatural. This dude is literally like egging you to just beat the crap out of him. And in that perspective, that's where the game draws me in even more. Aside from Atreus, his son, I like the mechanics between both of them. They complement each other in a sense where you don't have to rely too much on the son doing things for you. You can direct them to do it for you, but it's not a necessity for you to say, "Oh, I gotta watch out for him," because believe it or not, the son can hold his own pretty much well off without no problems.
You know, it kind of reminds me of? It kind of reminds you of The Last of Us. Remember how we all kind of were like scared for The Last of Us a little bit because we had the little characters beside us and we saw them literally do work on their own.
Yep.
That's basically the same type of mechanics, you know, that he has. You know, and I appreciate that. I appreciate that, you know, attention to detail. For example, you know, everybody's familiar with the Chains of Olympus. That's not nothing new. Everybody knows what those are when it comes to God of War. If you look at his wrist, you know, Kratos' wrist, you can actually see the burn marks in his wrist. I mean, the detail is exceptional.
Yeah. Now, one of the characters, that's a spoiler, but look, it's just, I mean, I'm thoroughly enjoying the game. It is, I mean, I don't know if it's a classic because those hold up. I mean, I could, you know, 10 years from now when you go back and will this game hold up? But as far as what I'm playing, this is my first God of War game. So this is somebody.
Oh, you didn't play the originals? You didn't play 3?
No, I've never played them. So I'm fairly.
Oh, wow.
But I'm an open world. Yeah, I'm an open world RPG guy. So this game is right up my alley. The game itself is. I think Carlos made a good point. I'll just add to it. It feels like there's something bigger going on. What you're doing is very important, but it feels like there's something else coming down the line, more ominous. That's the feel I got. At the game itself, though, the mechanics of the game, the way the game looks, if you play through the headset, again, I recommend playing through the headset with this game. They did an outstanding job. Shout out to was it Cory Balrog? I saw him get emotional, and I can see why. I mean, this is tons of work going into this. This idiosyncrasies right down to the nub, the giant serpent. My God! I mean, again, everybody has seen that already. So I mean, as far as it's in the game, the detail on that, from where we saw it at the E3, I guess was it a year ago or a couple years ago, to where it is now. Phenomenal.
You know, I've seen that cutscene so many times, like on we all seen it like in numerous trailers. But I'm not gonna lie to you, the setup for it kind of threw me off, like surprised. I don't know how I got surprised, but you know, like how it legit naturally blended to this to the cutscene. when it actually happened into it, I was like, damn, is that part of it? Oh, it is. And you see the eye and the detail on the pupil, everything.
Yeah.
Like if you really look at the pupil, you can see Kratos' vision or reflection. I'm sorry. It's I love that detail. Absolutely. Very well done. You know, there's a lot of callbacks to the original. You know, there's definitely a lot of callbacks to those. You know, I'm not going to spoil them. I really am not. There's definitely a few weapons that they also kind of tell you, you know, when you look at the trophies that there are in here. So there are chain weapons. There are in here. They basically tell you when you start. So it's not like a spoiler.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend anybody to look at the trophies.
Yeah, no more. Don't look at the trophy. If you really want to go in here and not be spoiled by at least certain stuff like equipment and weapons, do not look at the trophies. They kind of tell you what you're going to get, you know, in the game, and they kind of tell you what to expect. But honestly, that didn't affect my experience at all. It really didn't. I didn't really care. I looked at it like, okay, that's traditional God of War, right? And I just immediately went to play. Yeah. And man, I'm telling you, there's so much to this game that really does just like capture you. It really does.
Well, you know, let me say this.
Oh, go ahead, man.
Yeah. No. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Let me say this. I said this earlier to J-Dub, and let me see what you all think about this. When the game starts, the opening scene, I thought it was going to be a load screen. That game, as soon as you put your settings in, how you want your camera, stuff like that, you know, the mode you want to play in,
that's the game
starts. It's there.
Yeah.
Yep.
That is your scene. And I was sitting there like, it reminded me, remember The Last of Us? That, you know, when that, you know, you get that opening scene and the windows there and, you know, you got the curtain blowing. You just knew when you get that type right there. This is what they're giving you up front. And like you said, Ryan, the blending there is no cut scene thing where your screen goes to the, you know, the cinematic thing. It just, the scene it's there. I mean, this is amazing.
It just flows with the game. Yeah. It just flows with the game, man. Like, people gotta understand this game. It's so much more than just a smash 'em up kind of game.
Yeah,
it's more of you gotta learn how to appreciate certain things within the game. Yeah. Kratos is not the only main character in this game. There's a whole plethora of different characters that throughout the game you're going to learn about, and you're going to understand and appreciate more the story of the game.
Exactly.
That's what people. This is the thing that some people fail to acknowledge, especially on Twitter, especially your boy Cornball Mega, because I am not calling him K Mega no more. He's no longer K Mega.
Oh God, not like this.
Cornball Mega, alongside with the other crony Xbots on the Twitter community. You guys are lames, plain and simple.
What's up, Aaron?
The logic behind this game is just more than just violence. There is a backstory, and there is a conscientious part of Kratos that nobody has ever seen. He has deeper thoughts and deeper resentment towards certain things that are going to be throughout the game. And this is where I got to tip my hat off to Cory Balrog, because he actually dissected the whole story behind Kratos and put it into his own vision. Yeah. And that's something that's, you know, very rare nowadays to see.
Yeah, it's very hard to do. Just like The Last of Us. Like a lot of us, we went into The Last of Us, right? Very just like, we weren't expecting much, right? I think a lot of us just were expecting that generic zombie apocalypse story.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we cared about every single character that we got encountered with. You know what I'm saying? Especially that scene with Sam when he showed off that he was bitten. Remember that? We all care. Like, oh my God, like how did this happen?
Sucked for me, man. I didn't want Sam to die.
None of us wanted to see dude go out, and you really did feel for each one of those characters. You know, same thing goes with Tess. I was shocked by that. I didn't see it. You know, but that's what I'm talking about. Like, it's good. Like, it's really important to have good talent like that, so they can, you know, bring you a story with some of the best natural writing that can just flow. And you can actually fall with the characters. You know what I'm saying? You can fall into the story and feel that connected to everything you see. So I think, you know, that type of storytelling, you know, that's a must for all games, really. You don't see that with third-party games half the time. You just don't.
Nah, you really don't. This, I mean, Cory, man, like if you're listening to this or if you're out there somewhere, hey, you have a jewel of a game and a very, very intuitive imagination with gaming. And I hope that you continue to do this trend so that other developers can also follow suit. And even for Microsoft fans, for people to see it and to feel it and to actually have that same concept being brought to Microsoft, that would actually make it that much worth being a Microsoft fan. Like it just has to happen.
And I know we're so used to the gods, right? We're so used to that type of timeline. What would y'all rather prefer, this new Norse mythology or the old Greek god type of thing?
I gotta be honest. Like I got tired of fighting Greek gods. I wanted something different. Yeah. I wanted a perspective with everything that was going on. At first, I was a little bit hesitant with the game, seeing that it was, not the old Kratos, but a newer, but older, mature Kratos, and it kind of drew me away. But playing the game for like the first couple of hours after I downloaded it, it was like, you know what? Now I appreciate the concept of what Cory Balrog wanted to portray for this new God of War. And I tip my hat to that man. And this game, if you haven't copped it, please do so. Just enjoy it and bask in it. Embellish everything that goes into the game. Yeah. And there is a backstory, but you just have to figure it out on your own.
Okay.
Yeah, and let me add to something J-Dub said earlier, because I think he's spot on. The fact that Sony makes movies and the way it's being incorporated.
I know where this is going.
Well, no, the way it's being incorporated into the stories, like the angles, how we're seeing that. I agree. It was like you're watching something out of the Avengers. As far as what you asked, Ryan, about the mythology of the gods, I prefer Norse mythology to Greek mythology, because the Greeks, because I remember trying to learn that in school, and I much rather learned about the Egyptian cosmology and things like that than the Greeks. But, this is more familiar to me because you're hearing words like Odin and other things. Right. So straight out of Hellblade. It's like straight out of Hellblade. So I'm enjoying that a lot more for me. And I did not play the other three, and I'm not here to say that they didn't do a hell of a job on the other three. I'm sure they did. Matter of fact, I know they did. It's one of the best franchises out there. But for me, the cinematics on how they can tell a story, the physicality, that's
Dealer Gamer don't know what he's talking about, Critopsy. Just don't pay no mind to Dealer Gamer.
Hey, Kratos.
Yo,
you think Craig's opinion might change if he gets to the end of where Zeus is, God of War 3? You think
I think so. See, one of these days he needs to go and play him all the way through.
Yeah, I'm just saying, just the fight between you and Zeus and the climax.
Exactly. I've always laughed. I'm like, well, why do they call him the God of War? Because that's Ares. So
you got to really play it to understand.
The mantle away from Ares, bro. Then he became the new God of War.
Yeah, he was a normal Spartan. That's why they call him Spartan. He was a normal Spartan, right? Served the gods. He served the gods, but he was betrayed by them and killed, and he lost his family.
Yep. Yeah.
And his entire tribe was burnt down, and a freak accident basically happened, which made him more powerful, or as powerful as a god, because he rose from the dead. And the ashes from the people of his village went into his skin. That's why his skin is like that.
Yep. Yeah. And to answer something right here from one of the viewers, like the coon, how great can't jump so it's not that great. I understand. Listen, that's cool. The mechanics of the game work for themselves. You do not need to jump for every single thing. You have an evade button in the game. Like I don't understand what's the big deal about the whole jumping scenario. Still traverse.
He jumped on my screen. He jumped over across the ledge.
Yeah, he jumped over the ledge for me.
You can't jump, but I'm jumping over like 9 ledges so far in the game.
That's like scaling and climbing, all that. That's all there. So,
you can traverse
I
the
didn't play
game.
the other three, so I don't know jumping. And again, let me make this clear: if you had a legitimate concern because they did change the direction of the game, and you played the other three and you loved it, that's a legitimate consumer concern. But nah, I mean, this is a really good game. It's a people just made excuses. They changed the voices. They had. I mean, come on.
That voice, man, that voice is actually a very powerful voice. They took.
Yes.
You see, TC Carter did something very well with Kratos. He brought that rage. He brought that epitome of perseverance to uphold his pride for himself. With this new he's more of the compelled but very methodical, and he wants to outreach his son. He wants to bond with his son. So he's more methodical with the wording and the way he speaks. He's more, calm. He doesn't like violence brought onto himself as much as the old Kratos. But if you push him to the edge,
oh yeah, if you push his buttons, he'll bring that drama. He'll bring that violence. Trust me.
Yep.
Man. I'm telling you, there's this encounter, man. It really had me going. Yo, you gonna take that? And he it was just
them two pieces that he was eating, bro. Like I was like, wait,
he was just standing there, not even budget. He's like, leave.
Yep.
You really don't want to do this. Leave.
Oh my god, that's right there, though. I'm telling you that's what I like about this, though. A lot of people were complaining about the new style. I love the new style. You can see the emotion in his face. When his son Atreus is sad, he reaches out to touch him on his shoulder, but he stops. Like, now what am I doing?
Yeah,
that's baby.
Great scene.
I love that. I like how he's like, I'm being a little too harsh on him, but at the same time, I'm getting him ready for when I eventually have to hang up the boots in a sense. And I like that storytelling. That is great. Big shout out to Tony Polanco, man. I remember when he was on here last show, he said that there's a lot of like things in here, like a lot of messages in here and whatnot, and he beat the game after doing this quest and such. But I remember he said a few things, and let me tell you, man, I gotta say, man, he was definitely right. He was definitely right. There's a lot of stuff to this game, so shout out to Tony Polanco. Definitely. Shout out to him.
Yeah, he nailed it. So do you all think it's lived up to I asked J-Dub this earlier. Do you think it's lived up to what the 90, was it the 95, 96 now? Do you all think it's lived up?
I'm playing this on a standard PlayStation 4. I'm not playing this on the Pro. I don't have my 4K TV or TV yet. I'm getting a 4K monitor after I get this last 2 upgrades for the PC. But I will be getting a 4K monitor, but I have not gotten that so far. And after seeing what I've seen, and after experience what I experienced and how everything just flows together, because I remember this is a new style for God of War. It's not the traditional way of going about it. I'm so used to, be able to knock people in the air and juggle them. I know Kratos is.
Yeah.
I'm so used to that. But the fact that I'm telling you, the fact that they have completely gutted that and brought something brand spanking new to you and much better fidelity and just a better way of doing it in terms of storytelling, it lives up to it. It definitely lives up to that shit.
Like even me playing it on the 1440p monitor, like it drew me in more. Like I was looking at every single detail in the game. I'm not gonna front.
I see you, Craig. I didn't see her in here. My wife's here. What's up, honey? Hey.
Hey, what's going on? just the way that Santa Monica and Sony and the way the hardware actually works with certain displays, it shows you the care and attention that they took into catering to each preference of viewing resolutions for all gamers. There's not just one set resolution and that's it. You're done and gone. If you have a 1080p screen, you're gonna get good, stable frame rates. If you have a 4K TV, you're gonna get better textures, and if you're in between, you're just gonna have a great, solid performing game. So, hey, kudos to Santa Monica, man. They really did their homework with this game, and it's something that everybody has to experience at least once. At least once.
let me say this, and this is no spoiler. Let me word this well.
Yeah, definitely.
Say J-Dub, have you? I think he may have dropped off, but have you all got to? Let's just call it the flower picking scene. Let's just call it not the HDR. You have HDR, and you're playing this game in the 4K mode, whatever you want to call it. That scene looks phenomenal.
Yeah,
I mean, it looks phenomenal.
And I don't want to take nothing away from the PS4 Pro. I'm glad y'all brought the Pro version up. I'm playing this on the standard, right? Standard.
Yeah.
I got a chance to play this on the Pro. And you remember how I said the Pro was great. It's just not for me because I don't have a 4K TV. Make no mistake about it. If I had a 4K TV, I would definitely upgrade to the Pro or an X. But let me tell you, man, it added so much more with the Pro version in terms of the way the sun reacts and everything. It looks amazing. It really does look great. I can't.
It's just one of those games that you have to experience it to believe it, man. And that's just the way. That's the only way I can put it. Like, you have to literally play the game and give time to learn the mechanics, because it's not gonna be something easy that you're just gonna go pick up the axe and just start beating the crap and the snot out of the enemies. No, you have to have a little bit of a method to going up against the enemies. A little bit, not so much, but you're gonna have a hard time.
Yeah, me and Luke are gonna have a talk. You ain't playing God of War. You're still waiting to play it? What?
She's still waiting.
What?
Bagging.
Oh man, she's killing me. What's up, Wago's game of the gym? What you doing? Move out.
Okay, Wago's. What's up, my brother?
What's going on, my brother? Yeah, it's definitely. I'm glad the game lived up to everything, the expectations. I'm loving it. I can understand why people could say it's not a masterpiece, because it is a learning curve to it a bit. You gotta get used to it. It's not like your traditional God of Wars. I will give it that. The attack buttons are different, but it's there at heart. And I think that's why I respect more. It's still they didn't change that. So definitely. I want to get y'all verdicts in, and then we'll move to the next topic. I want to get y'all verdicts on so far, like in terms of questions.
From what I played so far after 4 hours, they really did a really good job. This is a first party IP at one of its best, and they killed it again. This one, Guerrilla with Horizon Zero Dawn, first party IP. Just when you guys say, I thought it was a throwaway line when you talk about very talented developers, because to me, CD Projekt Red's Witcher 3 is one of the better games I've played. So is Mass Effect and Andromeda. As far as the game, I mean, not the story. The story is garbage. I mean, I'm on record as that. But these first party games are something else so far that Sony's put out, and whether it's this or if you like you're into a Gravity Rush or Yakuza 6, which got no love this week, another solid title by that studio. Yeah, another solid title. They're killing it. They are killing it. And so my verdict for God of War is that go buy it if you can. If you can't, rent it. Do what you got to do. It's a good one. You won't be disappointed.
Okay, alrighty. So what do you think, Carlos? What you think about it?
Hey man, all I gotta say, man, it's a great game.
Okay.
I would not speak this passionately about a game if I did not like it at all. Like, you have to understand me. To know me is to understand what I'm talking about. And this game, it's something beyond what I could, comprehend as a gamer. Like, it really took me off guard, and it just blew my mind, man. It's a game that you have to literally play.
Okay. I agree. I definitely agree. I have enjoyed myself so far. Obviously, we can't go into much without spoiling it, so we're not going to spoil anything.
Yeah.
In terms of our just first impressions, I think we all can say that we're definitely pleased with what we see. Definitely.
Yes, pretty much.
And I'm happy that it lived up to that aspect. Definitely, I'm very happy about that. And it looks amazing. Definitely worth the wait. And you already know what my most anticipated game is, and I cannot wait for that to get here.
September September's
September. It can't get here no faster because when Spider-Man gets here, Find the Professional will be gone from YouTube for a little bit. I'm not gonna be up for the shit. I'm telling you, that game will demand my attention. I swear to God, I will.
That's why I'll be for Detroit Become Human. When I did my top 10 list for Sony earlier this year, I think God of War was maybe number 7 on the list, and Detroit Become Human number 1 for me. So I can't wait because another first party, I don't know if it's first party.
That's first party.
Another exclusive game, this phenomenal. It's gonna be phenomenal, you know. So like J-Dub was saying earlier. So hopefully I can get this beat. And in a way, I don't want to beat it, but I want to try to get this out of the way because once Detroit gets here, everything will be put to the side for Detroit.
Man.
See, everybody's for Detroit. Me personally, I'm neutral on it.
I really want to play Detroit Become Human, bro.
I'm just neutral.
I'm gonna tell you guys about Detroit Become Human. This game is gonna be bigger than you think right now because you got the hype of God of War and then Spider-Man. It kind of pales in comparison. But once we get a little bit closer, once the hype died down for God of War and it gets closer to, Detroit Become Human, then you're going to start seeing all the gameplay, the graphics and everything, and it's going to hype you back up. I played this thing at PSX, and the graphics are amazing. The gameplay is amazing. I think a lot of people are underrating this game, but I can see this game doing big numbers and doing some big things.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I will say, like I said beforehand, the people who are saying like it's not a masterpiece or they're saying they like it, but they don't like it, I can see why they would say that. And I think you can agree too. It is a bit of a learning curve. You do got to get used to the new controls. It's not like the traditional God of Wars. It's more of a laid back approach, right? More of a just take your time, methodical type of thing. Yeah, and that's what. And Master you can still go all out, you can still go all out like you do in the traditional God of War. But I'm saying it's kind of ideal for you to be a little bit cautious with each step, like how you do your combos, especially when you go against bigger enemies. Yeah,
you really have to, size them up real well before you start swinging.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And Master.
I'm playing this on normal, guys. I'm not even playing this on the hardest difficulty, and I've died a few times so far.
I had to do it on hard. I can't.
Nah, dude, the difficulty spikes. You gotta give them props. These damn enemies, they act really according to that difficulty. If you go to the God of War difficulty, these motherfuckers are sidestepping you.
Oh yeah, they're gonna make you pay for every mistake.
Yeah, they will.
They will. Yeah. Even if you do a miss parry, they're gonna make sure that you miss that parry.
Yeah, they make sure you pay for that. So they doing their thing. They did their thing with the difficulty. Definitely. Not no fair difficult or not no unfair difficulty spikes. Nah, they legit made it punishing. So if you messed up, you messed up. Definitely.
Yeah, it's hard to say masterpiece. I agree because will it hold up over time? I mean, there's very few games that hold up over time, but this game it's well on its way. I know they're going to open up the doors when they open up their bank accounts at Santa Monica on Monday. The Brinks truck's going to be pulling in. Like, where do we need to park? Because this thing is making
sell it out the truck. It's 60. Get the damn game. So definitely worth it though. So. Now that we got that out of our systems, you guys know how we feel about God of War. It's great. Go buy it. Enjoy. I'm telling you, I've been hooked on this game since this not really the first boss encounter, but a certain boss encounter. I guess you can call him a boss. And the way they brought back the rage meter, aka the Rage of Sparta.
Oh, man. Don't listen.
The way they were able to squeeze that in there with that one scene, and it was absent for a good 10 minutes of the game, right?
Yeah.
It was absent. I just was like, yo, you guys were amazing with this. It was perfect how they were able to bring that back. And you actually felt that rage when they brought it back. Great.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely great. Everything. The way that fight, man, I'm telling you. I was not expecting to go like that, but that was a pretty damn good fight.
Pretty damn good. And it's like the first one because I know what you're talking about. And once you get a scene like that, it's like, okay, if
I don't want to put the controller down.
Yeah, if you're giving me this early, then what the hell
is ahead? Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah,
what else lies ahead? What's up, Trey? But yeah, well,
Yeah.
like what else lies ahead? And that's the good question. What else do you have to, to go forward with? And it's like, oh, I got you now. I know what we got to look forward to. So loving it. What's up, OBJ? I didn't even see you, fam. What's up, brother? But yeah, it's definitely amazing, man. Definitely amazing. I just
want to point something out real quick, just so that people can understand.
And I just thought about something too. Imagine if you notice how Sony's got the rights to Spider-Man, right? They got the exclusive Spider-Man game. What if they were the ones who were going to do the Superman game? And they can give you set pieces and fights like that fight.
Exactly.
That's what I'm talking about with first-party talent. That is what you can get.
That would be beautiful, man.
Absolutely.
That would actually make a solid Superman game legitimately.
Just the thought of that, especially if they can add like pre-order bonuses, like like the black Superman suit. And have somebody create that. Wow. Yeah, that's how you make a Superman game.
Yeah.
That's how
they cut that Justice League. That pissed me off, Ryan. Thanks for reminding me. But yeah, that'd be cool.
Man. Know you, man. Oh man. They gotta take notes, man. They gotta take notes. That's how all superhero mashups need to fight like that. I'm telling you, in terms of games. So there you guys go. Let's go ahead and move on to this to IGN, man. IGN. What can I say about IGN aside from them being attacked all the time, right? IGN officially fired back at Xbox fanboys regarding this game with a post. I have it on Twitter, so let me go ahead and show it. I'm not sure if you guys are looking at it, but you guys are seeing it anyway. Here in the chat here, let me go present. Okay. So on IGN, they posted this. Can you spot the difference?
Oh, okay.
They posted that. It was pretty funny. The reaction they got. Funny.
Oh, that was them. I saw that early this morning.
Yes, Can you spot the difference? 1,000 shares. That's what they posted. Can you spot the difference?
But I love the way that your boy was it the DMCer of IGN, the local Xbots fanboy, he actually went on and made an apology, a very thorough apology for something that it's very apparent.
Yeah.
That statement. What is Microsoft right now providing for the fans that they can say we're playing something great? And please do not hit me with the 4K redemption bullcrap, because I am tired of hearing 4K redemption. That game is old as a fart, and it stinks so much that it should not be said in this statement at all.
Yeah.
It is a 4K remastered game from 2010. It is nowhere near a new release exclusive. It is an old game. Moving on from that, there's a lot of backlash with this whole statement from IGN. And guess what? They're right to say it to every lunatic Xbox fanboy that is on Twitter, because all they do is just go on Twitter like the little, entitled crybabies that they are, and start making fun of people and telling people that their based opinions are not important because they bleed green. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Quite frankly.
Yeah. Bleeding Green has not given them anything in 5 years. It's only given them four consoles.
Actually, four. It's four.
Yeah, four consoles.
Yeah, you had the base, you had the slim, then you got the X. So yeah, it's up there. Yeah, in your basement. Yeah. So
just giving you these promises, right? We don't buy these consoles just to be buying them. We buy them. We buy them for the promise that the games are going to come, the games that we want, the games that we're asking for. So when you look at Nintendo, right? They got the Super Smash Brothers, guys are fainting, falling out of chairs for. They got what's the Bayonetta 3 coming up? They got Mario Aces. They got all these big exclusives and games that their fans can yell about and brag about and love and stuff like that. And be proud, right?
That,
and then you got Sony. You got games like.
I'm sorry, no, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I know do you remember their last event with Nintendo, like E3 wise, where they basically had a dude crying. He was the developer, and he was the guy behind that that Mario and Rayman like team thing.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that? He was all emotional because they gave him the opportunity to get that game out there.
Yep.
That's what I'm talking about. That's compassion for what he does. You don't see that on the Xbox side.
Yeah.
You don't see it.
Well, obviously that picture the Xbox game looks so good you can't see it. The 16 flops so much.
It's like I said, man, entitled cry for no reason, and they just want to push their self-opinionated basis pushed upon people who really do care about gaming. And shout out to the real Xbox fans, the real ones,
the real Xbox fans who are playing games, not these corporate
that support gaming in general, and it doesn't matter what platform they play on, they actually go right ahead and support it. Shout out to them who are there supporting gaming as a whole, and a lesser of a shout out to the numbskulls that think that they're doing anything positive when they're really not.
I look at it like this, man. If you see yourself, right, and I know Jay gonna get where I'm coming from, but if you see yourself talking about PC, right, you're saying that you have a $1,500 PC supposedly, and you're not running games at max, and yet you're claiming that an X can provide you all this after you spend so and so money on every single edition, right?
Yeah.
There's no way in hell you can tell me that PC game is expensive anymore.
Yeah.
You can't. You bought every single Xbox One this generation, the base Xbox, which you paid more and got less, $500. You bought the Slim, which is about $300. Then you spend another $500 on the X. I mean, the list goes on.
Yeah, and they want to talk about PC being the most expensive thing to do because this is what people got to understand. There are builds on PC that are very budget based. You don't have to get yourself an expensive rig to even start gaming on PC at all.
You really don't. That's why they call entry level PCs that are pre-built. Entry level PCs are designed just to get you out the door. Get your feet wet in the entire market of PC. If you like what you see, then it's up to you to come up with that decision of whether you want to invest in a premium one or build it yourself.
Yeah, and 9 out of 10 times people will chase, like everything else, they will chase the power because in PC it's all about power, but you have performance. Yeah. So it's not like you're limiting yourself to just a closed environment like the Xbox and the PS4 or Nintendo. You're not closed. You're more broader, and you can do so many things with a PC that you can't do with consoles. And that's just the fact. That's something that cannot be ignored. And these people can say GPU prices and this and that, but listen, I bought myself a RX 580, a Red Devil power color GPU on the low for cheap.
And I look at it like this too. I'm asking all y'all this. Y'all can put y'all computer desk together, right? If y'all have the instructions, right?
Yeah.
All y'all can do this, right? Y'all can put y'all computer desk together, right? You got this. Yeah. Okay. Then you can put a PC together if you had the instructions. It's the most simple follow thing I've ever seen. It's to the point.
It's like putting together a Lego set. Like what I've done so far, it's like when you played with Legos when you were a kid, except it's very expensive Legos. Yeah. But let me get back to the IGN thing. What has, because I saw that this morning, but I thought somebody in the Sony community did that. I'm like, man, somebody's brutal. But what exactly did the Xbots start saying when that came out? Because that's
they went after him, and if I'm not mistaken, what was that dude's name? Colin Moriarty, is that his name? Colin Moriarty? Yeah. Colin Moriarty had to take the tweet down and apologize to Microsoft as the team, and as well as
it's not Colin. It was it starts with a J.
Oh wait, it's either him or Ryan McCaffrey.
It's Ryan McCaffrey.
Ryan McCaffrey. So Ryan McCaffrey, my bad, apologized to the Xbox community.
Yeah.
For what?
For that tweet, for what they did, basically saying that the tweet was done without his knowledge, and that he apologizes for that mishap and it shouldn't have happened. And I'm like, how many tweets do you morons get every single goddamn
threats and everything? Yeah, that's why.
How many tweets do you guys get every day with these same people who you're apologizing to, sending death threats, calling you guys a joke? I mean, come on, man.
Yeah,
and this times do you get these tweets?
And this is the way.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah, and it's not like even if you said you didn't apologize, no, right? It's not like these dudes are gonna all of a sudden not watch IGN. You got them being at the palm of your hands.
Yeah,
they're not gonna go nowhere.
I mean, you could have put any game. You could have put Yakuza 6 there. You could have put MLB The Show there. That's what somebody needs to do. Is put that's funny. Oh my God! Man. I mean, somebody is straight savage, man. You're right about that.
That was, dude. When I saw that, I was like, "Whoo!"
Shout out to the guy, man. You got my vote on that, man.
Oh,
somebody needs to retweet that. I mean, I don't know if they take it down and somebody like saved it, they can just put it back up there again.
Yeah, like it's already. You know what's the funny part about it? That it's already on the internet. It is not going anywhere. So every time a discussion comes up, and by some miraculous way, you're gonna see that post, and it's gonna trigger so many fanboys that it's not even.
What doesn't trigger these dudes though? I mean, you telling them the basic truth that Microsoft needs, first party games, and you got these dudes calling you schizophrenic.
Yep. Yeah. They're scared of the truth, man. They're scared of the facts, and they don't want to, they don't want to realize that they live in that virtual ecosystem where everything is all good.
Jay saw that. I know Jay wanted to jump in that shit.
You already know.
Like if playing God of War is making you schizophrenic or means you're schizophrenic, then I guess what does that make Jay? Because he basically idolizes the character. He looks up to the character. He does. Yeah. I mean, he models his damn Twitter after him.
Exactly. I think what happened, right? And it's a bunch of sour grapes,
right?
If Xbox was doing really well, right, nobody would have paid attention to this tweet.
Yeah,
and that's just simple, right? But now it's all that media bias they've been screaming this generation and everything else. So it's just sour grapes. And instead of them going to Twitter and ranting to Mikey Barra, to Phil Spencer, and the people that really matters, instead of screaming and yelling at them, hey, why do we don't get any games like this? They would rather blame the media, blame Ryan, IGN, and everybody else. But
media bias.
Yeah. So
I have an idea what somebody can do with this picture. Have that picture of Kratos, not to interrupt you there, J-Dub, and then put that 4K chicken in that other picture.
I don't understand the logic behind that type of thinking. I really don't. I don't. It's like you're claiming that people are schizophrenic, and you got morons actually defending that type of behavior. They're defending that, but they turn a blind eye to not God of War, but GTA.
True.
GTA is full of this carnage.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's full of more than just that, though. It's prostitution. Oh, I mean, what does that make you then?
To answer that for you, Ryan, here's another question. How do you put an analogy on schizophrenia, and why? Where do you put the actual comparisons on a video game that leads to schizophrenia? Because schizophrenia is a pretty random kind of mental illness that triggers very different emotions, and a video game is not going to trigger any kind of schizophrenia.
Yeah, I got to do this real quick. When I tell you this fool idolizes Kratos, he idolizes Kratos. Shout out to J-Dub. This is actually pretty dope. I ain't gonna lie.
Yo, J-Dub got me.
Oh, I see you, J-Dub.
All of my support, bro. You keep on.
There you go. Tell me this fool does not idolize Kratos, ladies and gentlemen.
There you go. Those are the giveaways I gave away a little bit earlier. About 10 minutes ago.
That watch looked fire.
Oh yeah, it's a badass watch, man.
Look good, yeah. Looks good.
So
tag and medication for schizophrenia.
I guess all gamers are schizophrenics because we play games nonstop and we live in a fantasy.
Yeah. I had a super chat from Savage Lobo. Autistic Screech is massively strong.
Well, let me ask you guys this, right? Let me
see that. Go ahead.
It's been 5 years, and you've been holding a L ever since day one. Don't you think that would cause schizophrenia and all these kind of other conditions that these guys have?
Nah, I don't think it causes schizophrenia. I think it causes insanity.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna match.
Shout out to like you didn't win, brother. Sorry. Maybe next time.
Insanity of conspiracism, and it does a whole lot of things on Twitter.
Remember, it needs to die with that dead pony in your backyard. Remember?
Yeah. Well, shout out to All Day Digital when he said that those guys could open up alphabet soup and nothing but L's would come out, you know, for them because it's, you know, it's silly.
All they eat L's.
Yeah, but they chose to be. Yeah, I just it's to me it's disappointing, but I've been able to kind of take a step back, and I got to put it on myself too because I'm like, well, maybe somebody out there wants to have a legitimate gaming discussion, and there's guys like that, and so shout out to all the people who are like that, but the rest of them are clowns. Right. I mean, you're tweet developers getting upset, and I know it happened with Hello Games and No Man's Sky. So anybody who's doing that, you know, they need to come and knock on your door. Yeah. But yeah, overall, I got to put some of it on me too because you ultimately try to have a conversation, but then it turns into this tit for tat, you know, crazy stuff, and you like. Then next, you know, you're trying to one up the person, and yeah, I'm guilty of that. But I was glad that we were podcasting today that a lot of people that were watching that had a hardcore attitude, they were now starting to laugh. Like, well, you know what's going to happen when Detroit Become Human comes out? They're going to say it's been downgraded. They're going to say all this other stuff about it, and it's a big laugh, you know. Yeah. But the joke's on them. The joke is on them.
Can we honestly agree upon something? Just for once, this is the harshness of being a gamer, and now in this day and age. But we can all agree upon something. Gaming, in general, is something that is an expression of art and form. It is not an expression of how deep the pockets are. Because if it was that case, believe me, these companies will be digging a whole lot more for that money in order to do something about this whole fanboy toxic warfare. Right. These companies are actually acknowledging the fact of these warfares amongst gamers. Why? Because it creates a buzz. It creates a incentive to promote their product. And this is the thing that people, especially fanboys, don't like to acknowledge when somebody's actually spitting facts. You guys are the epitome of the 1% that doesn't really affect anything in the gaming community at all. And that is why they get shunned. That is why they get laughed upon. And this is why they're going to continue to be just that, a fanboy. Because you cannot acknowledge of the fact that a game is better than the next game. And you just try to point out whatever negative aspects you have of it. Yes, you're more open to your opinion, but at the same time, give the positives too. Don't just say that it's only because of Sony that this game is getting so much exposure. No, the game is getting exposure because due to the fact that it was reviewed by reviewers and it was also played by the reviewers. So therefore, their input on this game is actually going to be something that is either going to be a negative effect or a positive effect on the long run.
Facts. Drop the jewel, ladies and gentlemen. Drop the jewel. You know what's funny though? I'm gonna add this in here. You guys remember what happened with Cuphead, right?
Yeah.
Remember how the dude couldn't get past the tutorial and he gave it a low score because he couldn't get past the tutorial?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all think they gave it a high review because they got past the tutorial?
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh shit! I'm kidding.
Yeah, man. Like, this is something that these people, these actual hardcore fanboys need to understand. Open your eyes, take your head out your ass, right? And literally look at the bigger picture. Look at what gaming is providing. Bro, I remember playing on the Sega Genesis back when I was like about 12 years old. I would have never imagined that technology, especially the way it is right now, would have set so high in the stratosphere of just art and expression, man. It's something that's some people are forgetting to appreciate. And quite frankly, these guys got to wake up, man. They have to wake up and smell the coffee.
Okay.
Well, even if they don't, we got to quit giving them shine. But I agree with you. I do agree with you. They should wake up and smell the coffee. But even if they don't, or take the ice bucket challenge, I mean, pick your metaphor. But even if they don't, even if they don't, we have got to, as content creators, stop giving them shine, because that's what they're wanting. It's like, I gotta be. This guy said this on Tuesday, so when I come out on Thursday, I have to be that much more outrageous. And everybody, let me take that self. Let me just put myself in that. I fell for that hook, line, and sinker. I'm no longer doing that, so I will not give these guys shine. I mean, if somebody says, I didn't play the game, but I'm going to give it a score, bullshit. But I'm not going to give shine to that person because you didn't play the game. It's like saying, we're going to go see the Avengers here in a few hours, and me saying, well, I
ask you about that. How are you seeing it early? Is it early screening down there?
Yeah, it's early screening everywhere.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
It's early screening everywhere, but we can't talk about it till Monday. And I'm not going to talk about it at all till the following Sunday. So
I think most definitely sometime next week, I will be going to the theaters.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But my point is that you can't, if I were to say to you, oh, yeah, it's really good. And you're like, well, when did you go see it? Oh, I haven't seen it yet, but it's really good. You're going to have to say, no, that's bullshit.
Certain people on Twitter that were stating that the game was okay, but they really never played.
I got that all here as well. About to get into that. Chavish Lobo, appreciate you again. Another super chat. Xbox Autism incoming in about a month. Be prepared. Oh boy. Yeah.
But
It's funny how a game that was called Dad of War has hurt these dudes this much, right?
Yeah. Now let me be honest.
Remember, this was the whole thing. Remember, they said nobody wants to play God of War, right? It's like that idiot who attacked me and you on what's the name's channel. Remember, nobody wants to play that game, right? It's all in our heads. Yeah. Nobody likes God of War. But if that's not the game that doesn't like you don't like this game, right? If you don't like this game, then what you gonna do when Spider-Man drops?
And let me just say this real fast, that if somebody's played the previous series and they have legitimate concern gaming as a gamer, okay, I'll see what they're going to do, but this is a departure from what they've done, and I really like what they have been doing. So, but that's legit. Okay, that to me is a legitimate observation, But to just go out on this thing and say, nah, it's going to be just like The Last of Us or whatever, which it's not. I mean, but I understand the similarity. There is a similarity there, but doesn't play anything like that. But overall, no, I agree with you, Ryan. It's just we got to stop giving them shine, because it's much fun as it is. It's the equivalent of running the ball. It's the fourth quarter. You're averaging 9 yards a pop. And it's just like you can put any running back in, you put the fifth stringer in there, and they're gonna go out and get a big 50-yard run against them. So yeah, but I agree with you, brother.
I mean, this is just the epitome of what's to come, and all I gotta say, man, if you're a gamer and if you're a gamer at heart, just play your games. Don't go to the route of being just that one single-minded individual that just goes on a rant for no logical reason, because there has to be a logic for everything that is done. There has to be a logic for everything that is said. And there has to be a logic when it comes to what you're saying. And this is the fact that these guys or these certain individuals within the gaming community cannot comprehend. And believe me, if you go on Twitter, people, you will be surprised at the asinining that you see on Twitter. It is just like a redundance of idiocy in Twitter.
Yeah, you think it's on Twitter though, Carlos? What if I told you right now, as we're speaking, right, as we're giving praise, as we're talking about everything, there's an emergency, and yes, I repeat, an emergency drama podcast damage controlling this damn game. They're consoling one another over this goddamn game. My thing is this: you said this game was a movie. You called it Dad of War. Remember, nobody wants God of War. This game ain't gonna do anything. The only thing people want to play is Halo, Gears, and Forza. Right? Look how stupid these dudes look, and it kind of makes you wonder, why do you do this to yourself?
Because it's all acknowledgement for people that think that they're higher and above than everybody else.
Selling your soul for what? Viewerships? Come on, man.
Yo,
come on, man.
This is why we always keep it rolling. We keep it fun.
On, brother. You're basically just calling yourself out just to get more viewers. Come on, bro. That's pathetic.
Yeah, that's it.
That's pathetic.
We as a group, as an individuals such as ourselves, me, Ryan, Craig, J-Dub, everybody else that speaks their mind out, we're not here for you, man. We're here to just give you raw deal facts, raw deal inspiration to what makes us as gamers.
When Spider-Man drops, I am telling you, y'all think it's bad now. When Spider-Man hits the shelves, when those review scores come in and people fire up that game and immediately start web stringing to the damn streets, I am telling you, it's going to get worse. These dudes, man. And I can't help but feel sad for them. I really can't. I can't help but feel sad for them. It's like you were warned years in advance to demand better. They didn't want to do it. They didn't want to do it.
Well, they demanded better hardware. They got that, but that
got your hardware.
2012, you know.
But that's like asking for a damn Buzz Lightyear right from Toy Story, but you ain't get the batteries for it, so it ain't gonna be no damn use for you.
You're right. Yeah. You're right.
You know, it ain't got the catchphrase. It ain't got the lasers on the damn wings.
You're right. Yeah.
If you want to base, if we want to go base logic, go to Metacritic right now. Go to Metacritic right now and look at the actual comments for God of War and look at the actual.
Let me go ahead and get into these comments, bro. So I already showed you the tweets from IGN. Let me go ahead and show you the supposed review scores that these morons were trying to do to bring the score down for this game. Not only do they look stupid, but you know, it was so obvious it didn't affect the score at all. God of War is still the score that it is now. But as you clearly see, you can look at these scores, check them out.
All right.
Yeah, giving the zeros, threes. Look at that shit. Sad. It's sad, people. It's sad. People are really trying to bring this game down. They really are.
Now, is it one of the highest rated? I guess it's what Sony's second highest rated game ever. Uncharted 2 still number 1.
Yeah.
Or top rated.
People still wanted. I was hoping for at least to get up there, because if it got up to like a 97, it would be tied with Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the highest rated game period for this generation. So.
Well, there's still, are all the reviews in, or are some still coming this weekend?
Well, still coming this weekend. The game just dropped, so.
Okay, yeah, they still could get there, but
I mean,
yeah, shout out to them for doing that. They made a good game. I mean, it's good, very good so far. I'm hard to please, but I like the mythology that they went to. That's more my speed, so I'm enjoying the game. So,
right. Okay.
All right.
Boy. Yeah, it's definitely been a long wait, but it's over. The wait is over.
Yeah.
So definitely worth everything, I would say. Worth everything. As far as everything else is concerned, I mean, the proof is in the pudding.
Yeah.
Hardware is not everything. You still need your first party. So
yeah, I think I forgot who it was that said it. Microsoft has got these cats believing that, that third party is more important. They're like, because third party sells more. I'm like, well, it's going to be on PC and multiple platforms. Of course, it's going to sell more, But they actually, to me, the best Microsoft game that I can compare first party to third party to is Project Cars versus Forza 7. There's a reason why Forza 7 looks better, runs better. It's because it's a first-party game versus Project Cars, which is still a very good game, but Forza beats it pretty much in every area. I think the only thing I give Project Cars the advantage on is the I think it's VR, and you can when you drive in the mountains, it factors in different pressures. Like if you're up high in the mountain, your car will handle differently. But that's it. But overall, yeah, you're right, Ryan. You got to get the first party guys in there and open more studios. And I've never understood why people bought an X, not understanding that. What do they think that they still only have 5 studios, give or take? Right.
And the reason, the easiest way to tell when somebody just a fake, doing a fake review for the sake of just bringing a score down, just look at the actual positive reviews, right? I'm gonna show this. Hold on, look at the positive reviews for this game. It's crazy, and I agree though. The game is just amazing. But here's the positive reviews, right? You still got your 95. I can see this, right? Still 95. The user average score is 91 or 9.1. If I go down, look at these scores, man. Look at these scores, bro. A 0 on the day it comes out. A 0 on the day it comes out. See what I'm saying? All this because you don't have nothing on your console.
So they're trying to bring the aggregate down by dropping in lower numbers.
Low numbers. But it's like
that's disappointing, but it's not a surprise. Kind of like what Carlos was saying earlier.
5, 0, 3, 3, 0. But all I'm seeing is 10s going down the board for the most part. All 10s. Look at that.
Is there an 8.7?
All these damn 10s. Look at all these 10s. Let's go to page 2. All them damn 10s. Look at that. All 10s. Right. Perfect scores. That's a 9. But literally, that right there should tell you something. That should tell you something.
Yeah.
And that's what we're dealing with here in 2018. That is what we're doing here. Sad, man.
Yeah, I was to say, that is sad.
Oh, man. We all hear it. Yeah, that's true. You can just tell it's an Xbox, dude. Like in the first sentence. Yeah, this game sucks. It's an interactive movie. Gee, what do I hear interactive movie from?
Yeah.
Like, where do I hear that from? Oh, boy. Yeah, definitely. That's pretty insane. Pretty insane, people. Pretty insane. Okay. Do they realize that they're trying to? Yeah, I know. No. They're bringing the user score down, not the actual score. The actual score is from critics. That's why it's separated from critics to user score. They're retards, man. They don't understand what they're doing. But it's all good. It's all good. It's all going to play into that stupid media bias statement. I think we all can agree at this point. So not much I really can say on that regard. Anything else you guys want to add to it before we move on to the last topic?
No, I didn't know. Like I said, it's disappointing, but like Carlos said, it's not a surprise.
It's not. I know you're looking forward to the Avengers, so I'm definitely going to have to hit you back when you get out of that. That's going to look. It looks amazing. I ain't gonna lie, it looks amazing. So yeah, it looks amazing. Let's go ahead and get to this last one, man. I threw this in here just to be fair. I threw it in here to be positive, at least, to try and outwit the ridiculous negatives that I've seen tonight. But where do we go from here after seeing all this shit? Where do we go from here with the Xbox One X? And where do we go from here in terms of this next-gen console that they're already hyping up and all this shit? Where do we go from here? Does anything change?
For me, I think I don't have an issue with what Microsoft or Xbox is doing. Right. I've said that before. I guess people think I'm joking about that. Shout out to a KIO P901 for the new joystick. I unboxed a new Xbox joystick yesterday, or day before yesterday when he sent that to me. Shout out to him. Again, Ryan, honestly, I don't have an issue with what Microsoft is doing because to me, they're getting out. I mean, I think they're getting out of the hardware business. The money is in the services and the software. for them, and they want everything to be Windows centric, and that puts them right where they need to be. And they are making money hand over fist. They've got services that people do like, EA Access and things like that. Game Pass is, if the rumor is true that there's some games going directly to Game Pass, I have to wait and see.
Right.
But overall, what they're doing, again, I don't have an issue with it. I just think that what happened was
you don't like the vision.
Me personally, I don't mind it. I mean, what they're doing makes sense. I mean, you're getting
you support it like as a business, as for like from a business standpoint, which you obviously you respect it as a business standpoint. But I'm saying you're not really with the vision in terms of giving you incentive to really, go for it. Like, oh
yeah, I mean, look, there's going to be 100 million consoles, and probably announced at E3 between Sony and Nintendo that are not Xboxes. And so they've got to figure out a way to get stuff onto those platforms. That's just a reality that they have to deal with. So there's what's better than Game Pass to, entice people to, whether it's on an app or something like that. That way you can just play your games. And whether people are like, will it be streaming? And like, well, look, yeah, you may be, like I said before, you may be playing Forza at 4K 60, and I may be at 800p 60. The main thing is that we're still all playing. That's what Microsoft wants. That's why that tweet, I mean, I'm sure we may get into this with Mike Ybarra's tweet. That's their future. People are like, that. What's the future? That's the future. They're trying to put games everywhere.
Yeah.
So that's the future. So, and I don't have a problem with it because they like you said, Ryan, they're not just thinking about next month or next 3 years. They're thinking about 6 to 10 years down the road.
20 years from now. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. And, so that's the reality.
Right. Exactly. I'm blown away by how fast it's happened. Yeah. When I was saying it and just piecing that shit together before we even got the free to play shit and all that, right? Like the Game Pass and all that. Before we got all that, I was piecing all it together. And it's insane how fast, as soon as we first saw the games announced to go to PC and whatnot, how quick the attitudes towards E3 changed, how quick they stopped being, all smiley and happy at the events. They're just kind of like, yeah, we're here. We're going to show off 43 things. And look at them now. They're quiet. It's sad, man. We still have not gotten any numbers in 2018.
Yeah. I said that to somebody today. Actually, I forgot what their comment was about the Xbox or the PlayStation. I said, well, is that why Microsoft has stopped reporting numbers? It makes no sense. If they're proud of their number, then why are they not reporting it? I should have had to file a FOIA to get numbers out of them. I'm still waiting on that. When that comes out, I'm breaking that.
And at this point, even if the numbers are extremely low, right? Let's say the damn Xbox One was at 29 million units or some shit like that. Even if the numbers were low, it's not like people didn't know.
Yeah.
Right? What do you have to lose by showing the numbers? It does not matter anymore. All these stupid statistics like, oh, well, people used or Xbox Live, 30% more. And it's like, who cares?
Yeah, because there's more people on PSN. There are more people on PSN. That's a fact.
Yeah.
There are more active PSN users than there are Xbox Live users. So if they may spend X amount, they're going to spend more time on the PSN. Right. I mean, because if you have PSN, as soon as you turn your PlayStation on, that's count. They count that. It's like with your Xbox. When you turn your Xbox on, that's counted. They count that as you being online.
Exactly.
So
that's why I believe the camera was going to play a very vital point into taking data away from you, how you like what you do, whatnot. I have a feeling they would have done that too. Remember how they said the Kinect was always quote unquote listening?
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. They had you really well scouted for this generation.
Yeah. Was the Kinect the virtual shopping thing that they were thinking about going to? I actually thought that was a good idea. I'm like, you know what? That's actually not a bad idea. You put your, you take a screenshot of your body gets scanned in, and then you just go virtual shopping. You see what the clothes are going to look like roughly before you put them on. That's actually not a bad idea. But that's something that's going to happen down the road. It's in the future. But the good thing is that Microsoft already has the technology and they could start getting it out there. You know, now it's up to somebody to adapt that technology to consumer use. You know, maybe you'll go to a store one day, you'll have your body scanned in. We already got those Fitbits. We already know how much we're walking and all that kind of stuff. So we're not far from having a body, you know, and then being able to try on virtual, virtual clothes or virtual furniture. You can see what it's going to look like in your house before they put it in there. That's already here. So, so you know, it's just a matter of time before it gets there. It's just, it has to happen organically. And what Microsoft tried to do in 13 was they tried to force it down our throats.
Yeah,
you know,
giving you excuses like, well, really not even giving you excuses, just giving you retarded like comments, right? Like, remember how Don Matthew said, I didn't know how to react when dude said I work overseas. It's like, what do you mean you didn't know how to react to that comment? What do you mean? Like, that doesn't make no sense to me. Not everybody has an internet connection. Not everybody has it.
Yeah, the first group of people that complained about the Xbox were servicemen. You know, they were overseas.
Thank you.
You know, and so that's, I think, was the surprise. I just remember waking. That was in the newspaper. That's why we still read our.
That was pretty vital.
People complaining. Well, I'm not going to be able to play Xbox because we have our internet over here. I mean, again, most of the world has crappy internet.
It does.
I mean, Western nations don't.
And they pay the price that you probably would pay for yours, but they get less, significantly less.
Yes,
and that's and you fail the road. That's like the ultimate package, like the best they can offer, right? So it's terrible. It's terrible. And they always give you the same BS response. Well, it's super fast. I'm like, dog, 25 megabits ain't fast to me.
Yeah.
You know, 25 megabits ain't fast. He's like, yeah, but it's really, really fast. Let me tell you something. You got to the count of 3 to transfer me to Charter, or we're gonna have a problem.
Yeah.
You're right. I had this conversation.
50 to 75 medium, anything over 100, that's fast.
Yeah.
Anything over 100 megabytes, fast. Like 25 megabits, that's
America below standard.
That was America Online days where you had a dial-up. Like that's how bad it is.
Yeah, I remember those days. I remember those days. Yeah, that's and you know, he was arrogant though. Don Matcher was arrogant as hell. So, and they had been successful with the Xbox. Oh, you got to pay the bills there, Ryan.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
sorry, you got to
Carlos Crispin. Sony spent years bleeding money and still delivered games. Microsoft saying it takes time is admitting they just can't compete anymore. That's a fact. That's factual. That's true.
What happened?
I can sit here with a straight face and say that. I remember when Sony was projected to go out of business within a month or a year. Remember that shit? Remember how bad it was? And it was still, because remember, they kept investing in games, and these games, some were amazing, right? They weren't selling though.
Yeah.
They just weren't selling. And many people can argue it was because of the marketing, but I don't think it was because of the marketing. I just think that they just didn't they didn't do a good job with how they presented them.
Yep.
That's what the problem was to me, at least. I thought the marketing was fine. Like, you can go on your TV and see these games. But yeah.
Presentation is key with everything. Like if you present yourself in a modest but way, people will acknowledge you, and they will go towards you and gravitate to what input and feedbacks you have. And that's pretty much the whole scenario for this gen. The presentation from Sony was at first not that great. Mm-hmm. It wasn't, blockbuster games or it was more subtle, and then it began to build steam. It was more, better production, better games. Now we're gonna, work our ways in order to improve the environment.
And granted, Sony went heavily, like real heavy, when it came to like the motion cap and all that for their games. They went heavy with that.
Yeah, they were going hard for it, but at the same time, it was also not so much of a great emphasis, because at the end of the day, you still need a good development team to actually use that motion capture. So
yeah,
Presentation is key, man. Every good presentation is something that always attracts the audience.
Oh, and speaking of presentation, I know a lot of people might say we're harsh on Microsoft when it comes to presentation, but if I remember correctly, it was last generation. But y'all remember when Sony showed the prototype for what was going to be called the PlayStation Move, when he was like shooting the gun, he's doing that garbage whip and shit. How garbage that looked and how out of date it looked.
Yes, that was
like one of the most boring events of all time. I just remember
it was a very pivotal point where people were like, "What the hell is Sony thinking about?"
Yeah, so they're shooting something like, dude, why are you even wasting my time? I don't want to see this. I don't care about the Wii right now. I don't.
Yeah, well, it was serendipity for Sony because their third-party games weren't selling well last gen on that platform, so they really doubled down on the first-party IP.
And just look how amazing that paid out for them.
Yeah. It took them whatever 6 years, but finally we got the Uncharted, and you got the God of War, and then you got the I can't think of the name of it.
The Infamous. You got the Metal Gear, you got the Infamous, you got the Last of Us, you got the damn Siphon Filter supposedly coming. I mean, it's crazy. So crazy ass games that are coming.
What happens when you take a bunch of group of people, right, with great ideas, great incentives, and just overall passion for gaming, and excel it to the point where, hey, we're here now. We're gonna keep on, rolling with the train. And if you want to hop on and get aboard, hey, come right along, and you'll see what we're talking about. And that's exactly what Sony's doing right now. They're just catering to certain needs and wants for some people. It might not work for some people. It might work for others, but it's being done in a way where people are actually gravitating towards that. And that's something that Microsoft has to learn and partake, to actually grasp people into even being in their.
He's the only one who low key noticed what I said there. I said I don't want to see the. I meant to say I don't want to see the weed, but I said weed. That caught on to what the hell I said. Oh Lord, I'm dead. Y'all killing me today.
Nah, but it is, man. Microsoft, even Mike Ibarra, man. I gotta give.
Oh, Ybarra?
I gotta give credit. Yeah, I gotta give him credit where it's due, man. He actually posted up something very positive for gaming. It wasn't a jab at anything. It was just an open-based opinion from being a gamer such as himself. And you had some guys that took it the wrong way. For what reasons?
I saw that.
Yeah.
I don't understand. What you got to understand, people, like when you want to learn about competition.
All right, I'm high off that God of War, fam. I am high off that God of War.
When you want to learn something about your competition, what do? You study it, right?
Yeah.
You want to know as much information of your opponent's weaknesses so that you can imply that as an upper hand tactic for your own, right?
Yeah. Like you knew Sony took notes. Like I think I'm just gonna end it right here, brother. You knew they took notes, Carlos, the moment Mark Cerny got on stage.
Yeah.
They took notes. The way he presented everything, the way he talked about everything, and how everything that happened in the past transpired, right? And how it should have been, he was not lying to you. He told you how it was. Yeah, there are benefits that the PS3 can provide you. But, we're here to break those things that interrupt you with the games, and they fixed that.
Mm-hmm.
Better game. They got better hardware. They got even more impressive software, and they made a system that is more accessible. And what's crazy? They're the first ever to do this. They actually had the PS4 get made by the third-party devs. And I thought that was smart. I thought that was real smart on their end to basically take their feedback and make it, as opposed to just making it their own and saying, hey, work with this. You know what I'm saying? They told them to give us what you want. There you go.
That's something that has to be commended, man, because hey, look at what's going on right now with this whole supposed console war. But the thing that gets me so riled up about these these Xbox fanboys is the fact that they use, oh, but we have better customer service, we have better consumer appreciation from Microsoft. How
well,
should
they do
I
have
put
better
this?
customer service. I will say that right now. They helped me. I had a major problem with my Xbox with my DLC for Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3. And they actually spent about 30 minutes with me and they helped me fix it. So I always give a shout out to their customer service.
What, for Sony or Microsoft?
In the terms, you see, I give it that merit because that is something that is important. You have to cater to the needs of all your consumers. That's nothing that's no other company will never do, because all companies at some point will have to provide that service regardless of what complaints the person has. When I bought my Logitech G29, I had that same problem. I thought I had a defective hardware, and I put my concerns to Logitech. They replied to me. I found the problem. I had a faulty power surge, and I switched it out, and my steering wheel started working normally.
Yep.
But this is where the difference is between customer service and actually providing to the customer differs from Microsoft to Sony.
Yeah.
Microsoft is all about the emphasis of showing, the rules. Nice little controllers, little shirts, giving out certain items. And Sony's all about the content. The true essential part of what gaming is, the content. The same structured way that Nintendo did in the past. They structured their whole infrastructure in content. It wasn't about Mario being the biggest icon in gaming. It wasn't about Metroid being this. It was just structured the right way, and it catered to each and every single individual. And that is the reason why I feel that Microsoft has to just go back to that same old swag, but put a new step to it in order to get to that epitome of greatness.
Okay. Absolutely. Anything else anybody else want to add to that? Anything you want to add anything, Craig?
Oh no, that was very well said. I second that emotion.
There you go. That's why I had this fool on here. He dropped some jewels. Shout out to my boy Spider Kratos. I know he had to go. He had some stuff he had to do, but shout out to him. I know he is loving this game as much as I'm loving it. God of War is amazing. I think we all like it. I know Craig here's got to go in a few minutes as well. He's going to go see the Avengers. So definitely just tell me if it's amazing or not. Hit me up in a DM. Tell me if it's worth watching.
Yeah, me too, man, Craig. Because I've been waiting for this damn movie since I was a damn kid. And Infinity Wars, I really want to see it, in live action.
Yeah, I've been waiting for this since the first time got introduced.
Yeah, 6:00 Eastern time is when I'll just put down. Yeah, it goes, because I always say it's a matinee or it's a 6:00 after movie.
Right.
Which that's what I tell people. You see me say it's a matinee, then that just means that if you watch the other movies, you're gonna like it. But if you're just gonna kind of go in their code, you may kind of have some issues. But if I say, man, go after 6:00, because like I did with Black Panther, I was like, that was my review. This is an after 6:00 movie. This is a before 6:00 movie. But yeah, I'll let everybody know. But the spoilers will probably hit Tuesday for everybody. Just spoilers from the major people are going to start coming down. So
you already know they're going to try it on Twitter, and I'm gonna have to block them like I did P. Reaper, who tried to spoil God of War for me. And all I gotta say to that moron is, get a girlfriend. You need one, seriously.
I get a life.
Seriously.
It's responsibilities. Be a man.
I don't know what kind of woman can breed such a retarded creature like that, but it's disgusting. Ugh.
I don't understand.
That's a weird specimen. I'm telling you, that's a weird specimen.
I can't. The logic behind these grown men. I mean, we're gamers. We're gamers here. We're talking like gamers, but we have responsibilities as men as well.
Yeah.
And the simple fact that you guys are acting like kindergartners, especially on Twitter, over a piece of plastic is
or should I say crying on Twitter. Drama. Yes.
No, not the crime wouldn't be that. I'll just put it entitled baby crying, because that's how kids are, where they want to feel entitled to anything in life. And quite frankly, fellas, grow up here and enlighten yourself, man. There's more to life than just being a troll on Twitter or a self-opinionated douchebag, for that matter.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely. That's pretty much it, though. That is the show, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys so very, very much for tuning in to the RGT podcast. I know it's we did this kind of, well, not really late, but we did it a little unexpected. I didn't even get a chance to advertise the show, but it's all good. Appreciate everybody that came through. Everybody, go right ahead. Let's get to these outros, and we'll end the show. Shout out to my boy J Dub. You know, he coming through. Appreciate it.
Shout out to J Dub.
Soldiers there, so good to talk to him. You know, shout out to Craig. Everybody hit that like button if you guys enjoyed the show, and let's get these outros. Go ahead, Carlos.
Hey, man. Once again, here in the building. Well, technically in my building, but just having fun with these individual and pleasant gentlemen in this RGT podcast. And hey, gamer by choice, not by trend. And people, just game on, stay positive, and grow up, man. It's just plastic.
Facts. Plastic's better than cardboard. All right, let me stop.
It sure is. It sure is.
Let me stop. Go ahead, Craig.
Yeah, it's Craig Harris, the Messiah of Xbox. Let me, again, great games came out this week with the Yakuza 6, which is not being talked about a whole lot. I know it's a niche game, but everybody check that one out. I've heard nothing but good things about it. And so please check that out. Let me know how that is. Thanks for having me here, Ryan. Carlos, big shout out again to J-Dub City. Again, RIP to Xbox Addict. Hopefully, to that gentleman. He served the country and definitely deserves our respect more than anything. And play your games, people, and don't worry about it. It's a great week. And if you had the Labo, I think the Labo came out today. I think
it did come out day one with the God of War.
Yeah.
So much for that. Well, that's going to be an interesting topic on Sunday.
Yeah, I'm sure it will be. Yeah.
I already know you tuning in on Sunday, aren't you, Weapon Wall?
I'll be all over the place Sunday. God willing.
I need all the support I can, ladies and gentlemen. Ryan the Professional will be on Weapon Wall Podcast this Sunday. So I look forward to seeing all you guys there. Definitely. I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be a good show. Definitely. Most definitely. OBJ trying to steal Carlos's tagline. He said greatness by choice. Steal your shit. Don't you
OBJ. OBJ is a funny dude, man.
Yeah, he's funny as hell. But at the end of the day, man, thank you guys so very, very much for tuning in. New microphone check. Turns out everything sounds great. So good.
Yeah, man.
Everything sounds great. Good to see. Definitely worth the upgrade. But thank you guys so very, very much for tuning in. And I will see you guys there. Well, it's like new podcast name, The Truth Shall Set You Free podcast.
we tried that route, but you already know, man. Real gamers, real talk. That's how we're going, man.
Oh, look, God. Why am I going there? I got an opportunity to get on there. I wanted to jump on. That's a sure thing. I'll hop on there. So this Sunday, I will see you all there. It's definitely going to be a good show. Shout out to Black Bond for making that happen and setting that up. Appreciate him. And shout out to my wife, Ashton Luca. I guess that's basically what I'm going to call her, my wife, Ashton Luca. She's some things she told me, and all I got to tell her to do is keep her head up and stay focused. Keep her eyes on what matters, and that's just the future.
The prize, man.
And do not lay in the past. Do not just let that shit, just let it go by and can keep moving forward. I'm definitely going to talk to her a little later on if I can. So it's all good. All you guys be good. Again, thank you guys. And we're out of here.
And to all our servicemen who are serving this country right now, Marine, military, Semper Fi, my brothers. Semper Fi.
Semper Fi, do or die, ladies and gentlemen. There you go.
Hoorah.